Don't lump me in with him.
I've seen his name too around. All right, so when did you guys first start playing RuneScape? Shawnee, go first.
Yeah, I've been playing this game like I started back in like '07 when I was a kid. I played it and then I just like, like all my friends played it back then and I just never ended up quitting. Like they all quit when we like got older and I just never did. So I kept playing up until really like EOC release. I mean, I stopped playing as like much right before EOC just with all the kind of like the polypore updates and everything, but yeah, once EOC came out, like it was in the bin. And then I started playing old school on release. Like I voted in the poll and everything and played it on release, but like super casually and really didn't like kind of seriously start playing the game or like actually get decent at it until probably like 2020.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also played on release too. I think few people do that nowadays, but what about you, Zara?
Yeah, I mean, I started like around the same time, like August 2007 or something. It was like, I think it was right before the Grand Exchange came out. So I remember pulling up to the Grand Exchange like on release day. Um, and then yeah, I played till literally like right after the Squeal of Fortune released, and I pretty much quit right away, like before even the real world trading part of it hit. Just like quit because I didn't really like the RNG of that, and then they were also kind of just changing the game for the worse at that point. And then yeah, I played old school on release for a couple months, and then quit for I don't know how many years until the Inferno was out and Chambers and a bunch of other stuff, and then I just came back because I was interested in that. It was fun.
Would you say you like started getting into PVM like with Chambers? Because I didn't get into PVM until like late. I mean, even when Chambers came out, like I was a shitter. I didn't know how to do any of it.
Well, I was doing when I played like before it was RS3. I was doing fight kill and speed runs, so I already kind of like knew some PVM stuff. So I think I just came back and I just did the Inferno like right away. Like I made enough money for like full Arma, ACB, and a few other things, and I just like rushed the Inferno down. And then I think I learned Chambers like right after that.
Hmm. Have you always been an Iron Man, or do you also have a main?
No, I did like 1,000 KC on my main or something, like 1,000 solos. So I used my main, and then I made this account my current Iron Man because one of my friends that I was playing with at the time just had like a sick Iron Man. I didn't like that his account was just way cooler than mine, so I made one.
Got it. Cool.
When'd you end up making your iron?
Um, fuck, I don't even know. It's probably like 2017, 2018, something like that.
Oh, so it was like pretty early
Or
after
no,
Iron Man came out.
no, you know what? Never mind. It was way after that. Let me go check.
Okay.
I'm curious now. I think it was like it had to be like 2019 or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I think like 2017 was like Iron Man release.
Hmm. Well, once we figure that out, I do want to talk about real quick
Anyway.
uh, your social media following. Sani, I know you're pretty much, I would say you're very popular on Twitter right now in the RuneScape community. When did you start on Twitter? Like, how did that come about? How did you amass your following? And then I also now know that you're doing Ramble videos on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, popular is one way you could put it. Infamous, maybe another way to put it. But I think I mean probably like my most popular. Like people know me if anyone knows me in game or anything, it's from Twitter. But I started my Twitter. I started it back in 21, really like when I started my iron and kind of started playing the game seriously. Or I mean, not seriously. Like I still just play for fun and everything, but I actually like started getting good at the game. So I did like my first. I made it because I was learning Inferno and I wanted to like tweet it when I got it. Like I was like super excited about getting my first Infernal cape. So I made my Twitter, and this was back when I was playing my Iron all the time. And so yeah, I like tweeted about that, and then I also like wanted to I mean, back in the day, like the jmods were super engaged on Twitter, and I really was like starting to become more opinionated on the game, and I wanted like to share my opinions. And it's either like Twitter or Reddit, and I think Reddit's like the worst platform on earth. So I there was no way I was gonna go to Reddit and try to like give my opinions there.
There's a
So
clear
yeah,
divide in the Twitter and Reddit on like who plays the game, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah. If I would have gone to Reddit, like I just everything I post would have gotten downvoted
Right.
immediately. Um, so yeah, I like made my Twitter, and then I mean, like I guess my following, probably like one of the first. I mean, a lot of it was like just shit posting. A lot of shit posting and like engagement baiting definitely helped me like build a Twitter following for sure. But like part of that was like I'd say one of the first kind of big things was when I did like the Port Kazard 1.5 tick teak thing. So that was also like when I started my YouTube channel, was for that challenge. But basically, I said skilling was easy, and Port Kazard was like, "All right, go do 1.5 tick teaks for an hour." And so
Mhm.
I tried it and uploaded it, and like stuff like that. Basically, just kind of me shit talking was another big part of it. Of like building a following, I guess.
Yeah, I think Port Kazard's one of the best PVMers in the game, and I do remember seeing that on Twitter, and I had no idea that he was also a skiller at the same time. So
Yeah, I didn't know that either. That he was like he's actually a pretty good skiller. And
Yeah,
also,
most
I
of those
mean,
guys.
like the All Stars, he's like a really good PvPer too.
that
He's
too,
just like a well-rounded player, I guess.
exactly. Xarov, what
Yeah,
about you?
a lot of those guys are like really good all around, just like skilling PvM, PvP, like they can just do it all.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of like my point too originally, like with the whole thing is like if you're really good at, especially like if you're really good at like PvP and PvM, skilling like it's all just the tick system, right? So it's not like the learning
Right.
curve's not that crazy.
You're just kind of like building it into your brain, just like muscle memory, and anything you do can do that. Like three
Yeah, I
ticking or
like I
two ticking 1.5, whatever.
still think that like skill ceiling wise or like learning wise, like PvP is still the hardest at like a high level to learn. And then I think PVM, and then I still think skilling at a high level is still the easiest to, I guess, like master. I mean, it's still like I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's not like a PvP.
It's way less RNG involved.
Yeah, yeah,
More or
it's
less,
less
yeah, it is a
RNG,
little
and
bit.
I mean, it's just like it's just repetitive too. I
Right.
mean, like once you kind of learn the motion, it just becomes like a marathon. Basically, it's like, can you do this same
Yeah,
thing?
I also think
Just,
you
I
have
mean,
less things to grind for in skilling too, because I mean, what are you just grinding for? XP and maybe a skilling pet?
yeah, I think that's why skilling's dead now, is because
Mm,
there's just nothing to go after, and then there's also, like, it doesn't make you any money
right.
anymore.
Yeah,
If
all
you
the
wanna
high.
make money, yeah, you're gonna just go PVM, so I that's why I think skilling's kinda dead now. There's just not a lot to do, like, in the end game skilling.
Yep.
Yeah, there's like literally no incentive. It's just XP records and stuff. You don't get any like massive drop dopamine or anything that you get from
Right.
PVM.
I do
There's no
like seeing
like
the number
creating
go
monsters
up,
and stuff.
but I'm already maxed, and I at this point, like I just look at personally, I go for virtual levels. So when you look me up on the high scores, I like seeing my woodcutting be at 101 or my cooking being at 110. I don't know why that draws me to the game or skilling in general, but it does. But that's just me. But anyways, speak about Twitter. Why do you think like it seems like there was a mass exodus of the jmods leaving Twitter? Is that just because they made a Discord and now they're using a Discord, or like the jmods used to reply? Like I've gotten a few replies from the jmods when you would ask the questions on their posts, this and that. But I like rarely nowadays you don't see any. There's like no communication with the jmods now besides in their Discord.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was actually right after they did that Pride event, and post kind of blew up and went like mainstream. It broke way out of the OSRS community, and they just got like a lot of shit on Twitter for it. And some of it was like Ash too, that was just getting slammed for stuff that he obviously has like no real say in or no part in.
He was one of the J mods that would actually answer a lot of the questions though. Like a
Well, yeah,
super
he's like the only helpful one, really, for the
right.
most part. Anyway.
No, it's, like, impossible. If you have, like, a question on how the game works, it's impossible to get it answered.
Yeah,
No,
in
you'll
the
just never
Jagex
know.
support Twitter account. Don't even get me started with that. Like you'll just see people in their feed like pinging the Jagex support account and they're just like, "Oh, good luck, buddy." Like you
Honestly, I think that like so I mean definitely like the Ash leaving is I think you're right because of the whole like there's just like the pride controversy or I think it was like the what was it like the pronouns when they added pronouns in the game
Oh, it
and
might have been
like
that,
that
yeah.
just yeah that just blew up and I think that like yeah it just blew up and I think it was just like bad PR for Jagex because Ash is like kind of a higher up now so I think someone like at Jagex or he just himself was like okay I need to like it's just not worth it for me to like engage in this but honestly feel like in general like the JMods have been less active on Twitter since Elon bought it to be honest
Yeah, I think that's
I just
definitely true.
remember like yeah after like the sale they like because they got rid of like their blue check and I just feel like I saw way less like a lot of JMods who used to be on there stopped using it right after that and I think kind of since then it's been like a slow death.
That's actually crazy to think about that they would leave just because of that. I know for a fact when they post anything on their RuneScape account, they get an enormous amount of shit with any update, any new blog that they post, and like, and it from their perspective, I can see why that gets annoying, and they want their own safe space to like to combat a lot of that stuff. But yeah, I think we need to be like thankful anyways that we get this amount of outreach from the JMods and like communications, like because with most games you wouldn't even get this.
I
Yeah,
think
no, I
people
mean it's still
also people like underestimate the power of like Twitter and stuff. Like when some update is really, really bad, like just having Twitter and Reddit complaining real quick, just like instantly, like they have to do something pretty much. There's just so much outrage.
Right.
one other thing I think too that kind of like led to the downfall. I think a lot of it was like player, like player driven. I think like the rise of the Twitter reply guy who just like replies to every single Jagex tweet with whatever their agenda is. Like now, if you go to like an official old school tweet, every single reply is just someone like add chivalry to pures or world servers or fix the whatever the herb lore minigame. Like everyone just has one thing they reply to every single tweet now, and like the replies are just like littered with that. So I think that definitely killed
Mm-hmm.
some of the back and
Old
forth too.
Torva.
That was a
Yeah,
meme
exactly.
until it actually started working, like over and over again.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I think that's the thing is like it was funny at first, and then people saw like, oh, some people actually got what they wanted doing that, and now it's like a legitimate
Now everybody wants to do
strategy.
it.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
like
it's like
now the replies are just like you can't have like any conversations anymore.
Yeah. So what's the current state of RuneScape or old school RuneScape? And like where do you see it heading in the next couple of years? Because I'll be honest, like these, especially with the delve. Yeah, all right. And the call is
Yeah, my mic's down.
and especially with this new delve boss coming out and the Coliseum with and even raids 3 Toa with invocations, it has me like scared for PVM and to where we're trying to cater to a lot of mid game. I don't I I'm max. I have grandmasters, so like it's I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But where are we heading in the next 2 years?
I think I get like every endgame update now, like they have to make it so like a mid level can at least do some of it, right? Like that's with Toa. Like Toa raids are supposed to be endgame, but like Toa is basically made for like level hundreds. And even like yeah, like with Kalo, they're like, oh, we want to like make it so you have a reason to do the first few waves if you're a mid game player. And like even the same thing with the Delve Ball. So I do feel like they've ever since Tob and like the lack of engagement they saw with Tob, they've pushed like every end game update now has to be accessible in some way to like non end game players. And I think it kind of makes it I think it waters down the experience, like, it's a lot harder to balance it rather than just, like, one difficulty.
yeah. I think it's kind of important too that they make it so that everybody like wants to try it at some point. Like they say like, "Oh, I can actually do something there." Like even though that's not really the reality with how Coliseum's set up because wave 6 is just like the hardest wave of Coliseum pretty much. But you can like go into Coliseum and you can try it in the first couple waves and you can just feel like how much harder the waves get every single time and you can say like, "Okay, I can work towards that." And they didn't really do that with TOB either where you kind of like Like if you just try to go to TOB with 2 randoms or 2 friends and like just nobody knows how to freeze crabs, nobody knows how to do like anything, nobody has memorization for Nilo or anything, like it's gonna take you like a week to get it clear.
Yeah, I think Data of Blood was, and most people can agree that it's the best raid that ever released into the game. And it's kind of hard to follow up on that. My main problem with TOA was looking at Reddit and somebody's getting a solo shadow with a raid 150, and I'm just like, what? You shouldn't. And they're like in both a gear, and in my opinion, you shouldn't be able to do that. I think Fang should have been like, a 400 raid level. It should have been capped at a raid level to where you could really. I think it is. It is with like entry mode. You can only get the ring and shadow or Fang, but
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, you could technically get any purple from any, but like, yeah, there's if you're below like a 250 or something, I don't remember what it is, but if you're below like a certain raid level, it's like 1 in 100,000 to get a shadow or whatever. Like it's basically
mm,
impossible, but you still can roll it. It's just
Yeah.
like so rare. It's like statistically impossible.
It's literally like 50 too. Like if you're above 50, I think you roll better. Or maybe it's at 150, I don't remember exactly. At some point you
Yeah,
start rolling
I
with
think
just
it's
like the regular
150.
table. And below that you
I
just
think
roll
it's
like light bearer fang. Pretty much.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's 50 for light bear fang and 150 for shadow and everything.
yeah. And with TOB, I think people like it so much. I mean, I'm sure there's methods now. I mean, I don't know. I'm not as big into TOB as you guys are, but how far do you think TOB has been max efficiency by now? Because just like 6 months ago, I don't think people even. No, like Pogwebs was like not really well known until like recently. Is that right?
I think
I
people have
mean,
known
no, I
about it
like,
for a while.
yeah, like max
Okay.
efficient people, but I mean, most like people, I like if we do raids and like 416 levels. Like, I guess it's becoming more like it's just more information comes out. It's more accessible for people to like learn max F strats. I think like Tob is, I mean, like right now it's basically solved, but then they release new stuff into the game and it'll always change the metas. So
Yeah, it's like how
until
much.
like
Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Uh, I was like, yeah, until we get power creep, like it's pretty much for the most part solved. But I think what makes it good is just like the one difficulty level, and also no puzzles. I think that's huge. Like the flow is just like you're
Yeah.
just flowing the whole time. Like there's no downtime in Tob at all, really. And the little bit of downtime. I think another reason it's so good is that like the little bit of downtime you have like in rooms is you use it to eat, right? So like you're running the maze, you eat. You're at yellows at Verzik, you eat, right? So you're not
Mm-hmm.
really ever losing DPS because all the times that you actually need to eat are kind of like downtimes in the raid.
Yeah, or you toss a chally out. But yeah, I think it kind of just depends like who you top with and whatnot, because some teams, like some people push their team to do things that other people don't pretty much. Like I had a guy yesterday say he never really like learned pog tanking or like even pog tank out of webs until he started raiding with like me and a few other people. And it's like a really easy thing to learn. Like it's easier than just doing regular tanking, honestly.
Got
It's
it.
just like you don't learn those things unless like you're with someone who does it and you're like, "Oh, that makes everything way easier."
Right.
Yeah. Or like if you're doing, I mean, if you're in regs, a lot of people will run like a bunch of regs and never learn it. But I think if you do a lot of hard mode top, most people end up learning it in hard mode just because it's so useful in hard mode.
Okay.
Yeah, you almost like need it to get like
Yeah.
consistent clears really.
Like if
Okay.
you're in a good team in regs, I mean, never really need to pog tank it on. I mean, she should die in like one side swing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. What about dry streaks in the game? Like my personal biggest dry streak was I wanted the white rancor, so I went 4.5 thousand dry on the pet at Araxor. But I know you, Shawnee. What you have like 20,000 corp?
19,760 corp, yeah,
What was that
without the
like,
pet.
and how did you like mentally go through that?
I mean, honestly, like the grind when you're on a main and you're boosting, it's so AFK that it's kind of chill. Like I would just do corp because I would like the teams I was boosting with were running basically 24/7. So really, whenever I was online, but I just wanted AFK, I could just go do corp, and like you're getting 50 kills per hour, so I could go knock out like 100 kills a day. And I mean, I was there for a long time. Don't get me wrong; I was probably there for like 9 months until I finally got the pet. But and you hit a certain point, and then you're just like going for ranks. Like I think I ended at like rank 45 or something. So at that point, I was like, I'm like almost 20K dry, but I'm also looking at the high scores. I'm like, ooh,
Right.
25K and I'm front page. Like, that's pretty cool. So, you're just kind of looking forward to like hitting ranks at that point. And you're not even really thinking about the pet.
What did it feel like when you got the pet? Did you just feel dead inside, or did you like find some sense of
Kind of like it's still
right?
kind of just like now what? Like now what do I do?
Yeah.
I mean, it was relief. It was huge relief because like it has been like I've just been able to do. I mean, I've basically just been skilling and stuff and like doing like my account is pretty dog shit, or at least has been pretty dog shit. I'm like this stereotypical main account who like does nothing other than top. And so I have like no like I didn't even have like elite Lumbee diaries. I didn't have a ton of diaries. I was missing like so much shit. So I've just been doing like kind of that housekeeping stuff. Like I got my Questscape and I'm doing skilling now, trying to get up to 2100 total and finish the Karamja diaries. But yeah, it's just like relief and also I mean there's definitely some joy. Like you're excited and you've been
Yeah.
doing this for so long. It's like, oh sick, I finally got it. But
I
yeah,
couldn't
it's just kind of
imagine
like now
going through
what?
that, man. But like I feel like once you're like 5,000 kills deep, and then you start going like 10,000, you're just like, okay, is my account like actually cursed or like,
Oh, I was like at the
yeah.
point I legitimately thought my account was cursed. I'm
And
not
then
even
it's like,
joking. Like my
okay, I'm already 10,000 kills in. Like it could be the next kill. It could be the next
well,
kill. You know what I mean?
yeah. What really got me like thinking I was cursed is the like corp dry streak, and then along with the fact that I'm like 400 hard mode tobs with no dust, which isn't a huge grind itself, but between hard mode and regs, I'm at like 1100 tobs without the pet. And so I just
That's
and like
rough.
that's all I had really done for the last like I mean I went until I got this corp pet, I legitimately didn't have a pet because I quit playing. Like I made my iron in 2020 and I played my iron up until 2022 and then I restarted my main. I hadn't had a pet since I restarted my main. I probably hadn't had a pet on this account since like 2019. I got like Rift
Dang.
Guardian in like 2019. So I was in like a 6-year dry streak until I got this one. And
Yeah.
I did actually go get Chompy because I was so convinced I was cursed that I was like, I have to know, like, I have to know I can get a pet. So I did go like grind out the Chompy pet at some
Did
point
you
when I
go
was like
drown that as
15K
well?
dry. I did go dry. I went like 2x dry on Chompy. So I'm like sitting here, like, I'm like 2 hours into killing Chompies. I'm like, it's fucking done. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't get a pet.
I'm just recently getting into the pet grind. Like actually this morning I just got a new pet, the Royal Titans pet at like 1300 KC. But it is testing me a little bit since I'm new to it. And like, yeah, I mean, more than likely, I think Coxie has the stats on it. I mean, you will be killing the boss for thousands of times, right? Like it's not for the faint. Like you have to put in work to get a pet, unless you just get spooned, and that's just how it is. Xarov, have you ever had any dry streaks?
I don't think I've had any that were like 4x, other than on like a whip or something stupid like that. But I did do like 67 purples for my shadows. That was kind of rough. Because TOA sucks.
Yeah,
But that wasn't like the worst thing in the world. And shadow is like the best mega rare you can go dry on an Iron Man because it's like by far the least hours, I think. Because you just do 400 TOA and it takes like 35, 40 minutes without a shadow, and then you have like a 1 in 9 chance or something, or 1 in 11. Can't remember.
I'm curious what you think about like dry streaks on iron specifically and like megas and stuff because at least for me like that's a big reason why I quit playing my iron was just like the idea of going like 5x for a Tebow. I was just like I physically like do not play this game enough. Like I do not have the time. Like I will be here for years if I have to go 5x on a Tebow.
I
And
don't
it's like I
even want to
want to
put
do
up
it.
with the Bofa grind and getting full crystal. That's why I don't want to do
Yeah.
iron. But go
That
ahead.
like actually
Yeah.
burnt me out before. um, But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Cox drop rates are kind of just like awful as it is. They never seemed awful until they made TOB and TOA, and TOB is like 1 in 19 for Scythe purples, and then TOA is like 1 in 24, and you get purples like every single day if you run it. So it's like that's kind of a Cox specific issue. It's fine though on irons. You just kind of suck it up and deal with it. You get
Yeah.
so like the best people I've met at TOB and other stuff are like irons who went like super dry and they just got so good at TOB because they just wanted to save like as many supplies as possible, just running like having to run like thousands of them, and they're just like it just makes you like perfect at pretty much any content you go dry on.
I think like specifically with Iron Man, it's tough. Like one thing I've kind of been thinking about is just like balancing like end game items kind of around like Iron Man mode because like I don't know. It's tough because when you release like especially raid items and like mega rares, they have to be like they make them like super cracked. That's like the way all mega rares are like super cracked. But because they're so strong, you have to make them like super rare because they have to be expensive. And like that's the only way to make an item expensive in the game is to make it super rare or like super difficult content. But there's nothing really in the game that's like that hard, I don't think. So like even if they made it like had to grind awaken, bosses for mega rare, like eventually people would get good enough at it, right? Like with enough practice, if you like incentivize them. But it's tough because yeah, like you have to make it super rare, so they're expensive to balance around the main mode. But then that means that like you're looking at like a 500-hour grind on an iron.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good
And
point.
dryness protection is like awful on items like that. You never want to
Yeah,
know when you're gonna get it. They're just like ruin
yeah, and
all of
then
the fun.
you also like I think another thing that eventually we'll have to like kind of take into account on like balancing with those is you release like hard like they'll release like new raids and everything, and when like the items get more and more powerful, you kind of have to balance around the mega rares, right? Like you
Hmm.
already kind of see it with DT2, where if you're doing like DT2 bosses and you don't have like the shadow or you don't have the scythe, it's like way worse because they
Hmm.
have to balance around mega rares. But then that means that if you don't have a mega, you're just like SOL.
Yeah, I think.
True.
I mean, we're reaching what 12 years in this game now, so I think power creep is finally starting. I think we first are feeling it for the first time in the past couple years. The real power creep to where it's like it's hard for Jagex to release new items because they really have to think about it now and
Yeah.
because we already have a shadow, we have the T-bow, and now we have the scythe. We have all three. So now they're building niche items to like fill in all these little gaps to prevent all the power creep. I there's a lot of I don't mind how RuneScape for the most part I don't mind how old school has turned out. I mean I'm lucky to even have this game in the first place.
A lot of the mid game stuff right now is actually like pretty fun for what it's worth. It's just it feels like they
True.
waste so much
It
time on
makes
it.
me want to have a mid game Iron Man like doing
Yeah.
Royal. I saw this. I think it was somebody on Twitter. I at the Royal outside Royal Titans, like you just see a bunch of fire capes and people in like torsos, and they're like, maybe this is the majority of the player base. And I was like, holy shit, you're kind of right. Like it seemed like 75% of the game really is zombie axe, torso, rune plate legs wearing guys, and
Well, it's fun. Yeah, it's fun when they make content like Royal Titans too, where you can just run that with like some friends that are really low level and just like have a fun
I
time.
I have fun doing. I personally have fun doing that. I'm personally just a one account kind of person. I don't find it fun to play an Iron Man on the side. I just have to focus on one account. That's just me personally. Do you guys play alts?
No, I'm the same way. I can't
Um,
play more than one account.
I just use my main for solo top pretty much. That's like the only thing. It doesn't even have like a TOA upgraded rune pouch, so much I need on it. I need quiver. And then like I have a GIM that I don't really play on anymore, but it's got like shadow and some other raid stuff.
Yeah. And that's personally why I don't even play leagues or Deadman or anything. I just find it a way. I don't know why I feel like this way. It's just my way of playing the game that I like seeing number go up. That's basically it on one account, because when you play leagues, I mean, it's cool for a month, but it gets deleted. Like,
Yeah.
For
No,
leagues, for me, it's
I'm
like a
the exact
nostalgia
same
trip.
way.
It's like a quick trip down memory lane for like 2 months.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I've played not this last league, but the league before that, I played like a decent amount. But I'm kind of the same way. Like I don't usually play them. Like this league, I was just like in the very middle of my corp grind, so there was just no way I was gonna play leagues because I was just gonna keep killing corp. But I mean, when the next league comes out, I think it's like if I don't have anything, I'm like super motivated to go for in game. Like if I'm still just trying to get like the dusted top at that point, like no one's gonna like no one's gonna be running top. Like, it's impossible to find teams for like a month when leagues are out. So I'll probably end up like playing the next league if I don't have like any content or any like goals I'm super
right.
motivated towards.
That's
Yeah,
kind
it
of
is impossible to get teams during leagues.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was during this league. It's like I'm maxed. I personally feel like I've almost completed the game at this point. I'm not a call logger. I never found interest in that, but like recently they put it on the high scores. Cool, but I that's where if I don't have any goals, I basically just skilling and trying to get XP. I don't know. That's basically me.
I think if you're call logging, you're like way too bored of the game. You gotta either make like a new account or find something you like in the
Yeah,
game. Because you can't be doing like trouble brewing all day.
Yeah, that doesn't interest me at all. But people like
Yeah.
I'll I when people the call loggers especially, they want hard clues or stackable clues. I personally don't care. Like I'm doing Royal Titans and I'm getting a hard clue scroll like I already have one in the bank that's probably been there for 3 years because I don't do them. So I probably got like 80 clues that just went to the dust. But if there were stackable clues, like I'm all for that. I don't mind having 80 clues in my bank. I
Yeah,
don't.
I mean, I'd be down for it. I'm not gonna do clues right now, but maybe later on if I have 80 in my bank, I will.
Yeah.
I can do them all at once.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I hate clues as is, so. But yeah, I think like low key when they do things like in leagues where they add the clue compass and stackable clues, I think that's just like to get players to understand that they could have that in the main game if they just, you
Yeah.
know, ask for it.
Well, now like we have like auto pickpocket basically, or I'm doing that right now in Parlor
Oh yeah,
more.
you can do that. I've heard that, yeah. Never
Dude,
tried that yet.
it's so sick. It's like the best update because I don't know. I think thieving is like the worst skill in the game, just because before this update, it was literally just like click five on your keypad and do fucking arty knights, and it's just so annoying. But that was like actually AFK.
Yeah, the only reason people don't call it like the worst skill in the game is because it's so quick.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's nice
fast,
to have
but
shit like that.
I think it still sucks. Yeah, but now it's good.
Yeah. I do like leagues that it introduces new things like the stackable clues, the compass, and then the weapon. I don't know what it's called, but you got it from the Echo Boss at Coliseum. I
Oh yeah, the spear
That
or
thing
whatever the
looks
sunlight spear.
so cool, and there's weapons that could be brought into the main game.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what people
people.
want that from the Delve boss now.
Yeah, I would love to have that. People are bringing it into like the Nilo Rumen Tob, and it would like auto, or I forget. I think it was typeless, so it would just kill all the Nilos. So you could just spec and you'd kill like 10, 15 smalls.
It looks so
Like
cool.
That's sick.
it was
It
so
looks
cool.
right.
See, I feel like though, like that, I don't know, that could be like a mega to be honest, if it's like that
It
good.
could be.
And
It could be, yeah.
like that's my worry is I don't know, like I know people want the Delve boss to be like super good, but also like I care more about the raids than I do like the Delve boss, and so I just don't want to like steal all of our ideas for raids rewards basically.
Yeah, I agree. If you put out like raids for like all the raids have like best bis gear upgrades as well as mega rares like Missouri and then Ancestral and then Justicure. guess this defense, but nobody really uses it. So what is Raids 4 gonna bring?
Yeah, exactly. Because you can't like you don't want to replace Ancestral already. And
Exactly.
I don't want Torva to get replaced because I think
No.
Blorva looks so sick.
I
That would
think it's
suck.
too soon to replace Torva.
Yeah. I don't think they wouldn't do anything for Torva. So it's gonna end up being like basically like Justy. It'll be like some niche armor set, I think, if they
Mm-hmm.
do an armor set at all. I mean they might not, but
I agree. But you also have to have like maybe like five ish rewards, you know? Like
yeah, I think like how many does top have? Like 5? I think that's a good number.
they have Sing Staff.
Obviously,
Like they have
yeah,
like
like obviously
six.
Chambers is way
Yeah.
too many, but
Yeah. They even removed stuff from Chambers. Like the Dragon Sword used to be on the table.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
I think like 5 or 6 is like kind of perfect, but
Yep.
yeah, like I don't know. The spear would be a really cool like mega, and I just don't think like with the Delve boss. I mean, it'll be cool, but I don't think it's gonna be like the best. I mean, I might be the best solo boss in the game, but I just think raids are like I don't know. They're a bigger deal to me. So if the Delve boss, I don't know. I think if they kept like the rewards they had, and then they added like one more kind of niche thing, like replace the Aegis with actually something that would be decent, like a 2-tick melee weapon or something. Just like something you bring into Nilo's. Like it doesn't even have to be that good. Like a
Right.
2-tick wand. Like it could be like if they did a 2-tick wand that was actually decent, that would be worth like 100 mil. And that
Exactly.
then you'd have like those 3 uniques would be plenty for to make
Right.
the boss
Like
like a
why
lot
are
of
we
money.
using a ham joint or a swift blade for TOB?
Yeah, exactly. Like the fucking Swift Blade, like from LMS or a ham joint from like Easy Blues.
I use the Macarinas. Those are way better.
Yeah, the Makas. That
They're
actually is like a
so good.
pretty big update for that.
So Zarav, are you going for GM right now?
Yeah, I'm almost done. Probably like next weekend or something.
Okay.
It's
What?
got some team tasks and some random stuff, some hard mode tasks and stuff. But
Okay.
did perfect job yesterday, so we got that out the way.
Nice. How many attempts was that?
It was 3 basically total. So we fucked up. Me and Aziz. I ran it with Aziz, if you know who that is, and then my friend Moist. And
Is that like his
Aziz
last
fucked up.
task? Because I saw he got GM.
He got he needed TOA 8 and CM5, so he did those both
Oh,
like today and got that done. But yeah, he fucked up once at Verzik, I fucked up once at Verzik, and then we got it. So it was like really clean. We had no Zarpus issues, nothing at like Maiden, Bloat, or Nilo. It's
Nice.
like really, really nice. No soat.
I wanted that was my last task before GM, and I ended up downing it, but I was also with some turbo sweats. But that was before I even did. I was fear when going from GM. My biggest fear were these two top tasks of perfect Zarpus for some reason, and then perfect hard mode 2, which I think is the Zarpus one in hard
Oh
mode.
yeah, hard mode too.
Dude,
Yeah.
they
oh, I
were
didn't
like
know.
preventing me from getting GM. I was like, no way I could fucking do these. And like you do them and you're like, oh, that wasn't too bad, but um Inferno was good, but at the same time you get them done and you're like, damn, that wasn't too bad. And now I'm like
Yeah.
a few months having GM and I'm like kind of like it's really not that bad. It's fun.
Yeah, none of the tasks are really that bad at all, I don't think.
You kind of just
No,
need like a team with brain, especially at
Yeah.
top.
I think there's
Yeah, I
like a
mean,
few like actually kind of hard. Like perfect top, you need like some skill. Like there's like
Right.
perfect top, perfect Aka is probably the other one that's like actually kind of a little hard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I don't know. I'm like brick walled 50 HP Inferno because I just can't do an Inferno without missing a Mage Flick. It's impossible for me. So that one's like brick walled me. I mean, I don't really like. I just kind of passively go for it every single run I do. But I'm also like never gonna brew because I'm not like actually hard going for it. So
Right.
that one I
you
just like.
bring Blood Scepter?
No, I don't bring Blood Scepter.
Blood Scepter's goaded for that. Start on
Yeah,
108
well,
every wave.
I just try to like I just I'll do a run and like if I'm like wave 50 at that run and I haven't dropped below, I'm like maybe I'll try to like go for it, but I never like go into the raid thinking like I'm gonna do that task, I guess, because I'm like, I don't know, I'm not really going for GM ever. So
Right. I
Yeah,
think
I like cat.
the hardest part about me, like when I go in for Infernos nowadays, is like I'm going for speed. It's just like instinctively going for speed, and like I'm not like a crazy speed runner or anything. My PB is like 1 hour flat, but nowadays if I get a task, I'm just like taking mad risks and like trying to flick everything possible. But so I'll
yeah, like that's
honestly
why I
end up
don't do.
dying half the time.
Yeah, that's why I don't do a lot of the tasks yet. Like, I'm holding off on a couple of the Inferno tasks just because I still don't have the pet. I think I'm like 35 KC there. So I
That's
just don't
rough.
want to like waste yeah, I don't want to waste a task. So if I get a task, I just kind of like I have the GM time, but I don't go like faster than GM time really.
Yeah. And do you see yourself becoming a GM too soon, or at all?
Uh
I mean, what are you?
Not really.
Are you
I'm not even
elite?
I'm like elite. Yeah, I'm elite. I'll get masters. That's like one thing that I was like planning on kind of doing once I got the core pet. I mean, I ideally would like to get the dusted top pet too before I do it, but
Mm-hmm.
because I want to get like masters and I want to start doing like CMs and getting CM kits, but I want to finish like
Yeah.
I don't know, like once I get the dusted Tob, I'll kind of feel like I have Tob completed because I've like green logged. I still have a couple hard mode tasks, but I green logged like regular Tob CAs a while ago.
Yeah. I think when I
But yeah,
originally
I don't think so. Like, there's just a lot of content in the game I just really do not like. Like, I just will not do Toa. Like, I'm not gonna do fucking Huey ever. Like, I'm not
Huey's
gonna ever
like
do
goated.
even if that
Assyrian.
means getting the combat tasks or no.
No, I just don't care that much. It's just
Okay.
not that. Like the masters I'll go for just because like I
It's
think the master of
achievable.
Vernic looks better. Like it looks better than the GM. Oh yeah, I'm like 300 points away. I'm not that far.
Yeah.
But
So
I think it looks better in the GM of Vernic to be honest. So I'll probably go for that
uh,
eventually. But after
originally
that, I
for
don't really
me
care.
it was I see people with the red Avernic, and me personally, I'm obsessed with kits in the game for some reason. Like you got your Sang Scythe, you got all the holy kits from Hard Mode Tab, the Twisted Ancestral. I'm obsessed with getting those kits and like having like even the league kits. Like I don't know why, but I want it all. I want the Void Waker Deadman mode kit. I don't. I guess I'm just more of like an autist when it comes to that kind of stuff. But
No, I'm
originally,
kind of the same way.
I
Love
was
it.
set on just having masters. I was like, there's no fucking way I could possibly get Grandmaster in this game. And I saw my buddy do it, and I was like, all right. And he was like, you just need a good group of people with you who are kind of aligned on your goals and help
Yeah.
you get
I mean,
that.
I know for sure I could achieve it. Like it's not that like it's too
Mm-hmm.
hard, but I don't know. I like it's just not something I really care that much about. And then also like um I don't know. I think like I've seen a lot of people burn out once they do it.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm kind of burned out of this game, even though I played it. I mean, RuneScape's the only game that I play. Like I'll admit it. Like I feel like I've completed this game, but like I'll still log in and like I like even today I completed Royal Titans, and now I'm like, what do I do? Now I'm just cutting redwood woods until I figure out something else to do. This is a game where you really need to have goals.
Yeah, I think like for me pet hunting's kind of become like that. I mean, I'm not like a pet hunter in that like I don't go
Mm,
for all pets or anything. There's like probably like 10 pets in the game I think look really cool and I want them. Like Corp was one of them. Dusted Tob, I think it's the best pet in the game, so that's like definitely
I still
on
need
my
it.
list. But
Yep.
yeah, that's also something like I'm passively going for just because I really like Tob. So I'm not like gonna hard camp it and burn myself out of Tob like I kind of did at Corp. I'm just gonna keep like doing Tobs whenever people are online and want to.
That's fair.
And then like Bard pet, Inferno pet, like stuff like that. Like there's a couple pets I think look really cool and I'm going for them, but once I get those, I'm not gonna go do Scurious for the pet. Like I'm not gonna go like Camp
I,
Muspa for the pet or anything like that.
yeah, I agree with you on a lot of that stuff. It's like, yeah. What are you guys' thoughts on like services for combat achievements? And then, I mean, in recent years, I would say Jagex doesn't give a fuck about people buying their capes or quivers.
Yeah, dude,
True.
they haven't banned for that in like years at this point.
Yeah, someone in my CC the other day had like fucking like only like a mock Seattle KC or whatever, and, like one other boss, and then did like budget Inferno, Jad skip, uh, like a bunch of other stuff. I was like, okay, dude. It's like, yeah, they're like not gonna get banned for that. Like, you know it.
No. Yeah, I think like I mean, like CAs, if you're paying a team to do stuff with you, so like if you're paying for a carry, like that's fine. I have no issues with that. Like if you
Yeah,
want to pay like a team to go carry you to the top 5 GM time and you basically just AFK, and like that's fine.
yeah, that's no
But
different than just having friends that are good that want to help you out for free. It's like there's
yeah,
no difference whatsoever. Like, yeah, I like offered to pay so many people money for CAs. I've offered to pay so much money for CAs, and people are just like, "No, I'll do it for free. I don't really care. I just like doing it." Like, okay, people are just super nice.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I'm honestly at the point where I'll do it for the fun. Like I know that sounds weird for people, but like I'll pot CAs, TOA CAs, or TOB just for fun for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll always bot like top speed times if someone wants like any speed, especially
Right,
duo or trio. Like I'll run it with them for free.
exactly. And like for capes and quivers, like honestly, I at this point, like I think the player base is much older now, and I personally don't care. I think I just get like a laugh out of it. Even though I don't care, I still get like a laugh out of it once you see like the clan chat pop up, and you're just like, okay, buddy.
Yeah.
But okay, I
Yeah.
I do want to talk about sailing. Zara, what are your opinions on sailing?
I don't know. I mean, the way it looks right now looks kind of dog shit. I'm sure it could be fine not being a skill and just being a means to like connect other skills. Like sail to an island, and while you're sailing to the island, maybe there's like a fishing mini game, but it doesn't suck like fishing trawler. And then once you get to the island, maybe there's like some unique trees to that island, and then like a dungeon you can run or something and get some rewards.
Shawnee.
Be like, that would be fun. That's what I would want to see from sailing, but I don't think the actual like movement of the boats is gonna be too fun.
no. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't really like skills in general, to be honest. So there's like there weren't many skills that I was gonna be really happy about. Like I voted no for a new skill in general, but I think like sailing's the worst out of all because I think the gameplay is gonna suck. Like I don't think using the boats is gonna be fun. I think that like it's gonna be super like invasive. Like you're just gonna have to use sailing to do like anything now that they release in the game, and they're just gonna tie it into like way too much stuff.
That
Yep,
might be true.
that's my main like d- grievance with it is I personally like what is the map gonna look like with sailing around? Is the map gonna 2x itself like overnight? Um, I personally don't mind a new. I think it's time. Like being max for a few years now. Like I personally think it's time for a new skill to come into the game. Whether that's sailing or a different one. I don't. I honestly don't care at this point. I just personally don't want sailing. I want it to be its own thing. I don't want it to tie into the main game too much. I don't want 30 new items that we have to keep track of, 40 new
Yeah.
bank spots that we need to have.
I think
I
the issue too, like with sailing, is they're gonna like if they anytime like let's say they release like a new hunter mini game, it's gonna be tied to sailing, right? It's gonna be like a
mm,
hunter and sailing mini game. Like I think they're gonna like release new stuff, and it's gonna be like combination skilling, like almost like what is it, like drift net or aerial fishing? Is that the
Right.
one where it's like fishing and agility?
Yep.
It's gonna be that. It's gonna be like
Yeah.
fishing and sailing, hunter and sailing, like just everything and sailing, and you're just like never gonna be able to get away from this skill.
Yep. And I'm not like, I'm curious to see how like the not only the navigation, but is it just like, oh, I get on my ship and I can go to Karamja or something? I'm not like, well, I, I people are saying that it's not going to
Yeah.
release for probably another year and a half. I'm sure we'll get some update at RuneFest, but
Yeah, I mean, I think like 2026 at the earliest is when, like late 2026 is like the earliest it'll release. But yeah, realistically, I don't know. I mean, it just depends on what they're like. It depends on what the betas look like. But I also feel like at this point they've put so much time into it. Like when they were first talking about it, they were like, "Oh, if it really sucks, like we won't release it just to release it." But at this point, it's like, no, they're definitely gonna they're
right,
dropping it no matter what. Like no
right.
matter how bad it sucks, unless it's like the actual worst thing in the world and every single person on like every platform is telling them not to do it. Like unless it's that bad, they're gonna drop it.
Right, it's not a Delph boss where with the community can like say stuff and like scrap it for a little bit. Like this is coming into the game.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah,
think the
just don't
player
like.
base has like grown. I like it's gonna grow the player base in my opinion too, which is obvious in my opinion a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's good, it will. I think it has the potential to actually like decrease the player base like in the long term. I mean, like obviously when it drops, there's gonna be like a lot of people playing like on day of release. But I think if it really, really sucks in like 6 months, you're gonna see less people than before it released, to be honest. Because like I could definitely see it burning a lot of people out. And if it's not that fun, like I
Hmm.
don't know, like you're not gonna convince like some fucking Zoomer who just plays Fortnite to come play the game because sailing's out now.
Yeah. I really don't. My biggest fear is it being like the EOC of RuneScape.
I don't think it'll be like it's not gonna kill the game. I don't think it'll be that bad. Just because at the end of the day, like it's a skill. So I mean, you level it to like 85 for whatever. You spend a week getting it to 85 for whatever diaries you need, and then you don't really have to touch it again.
Right.
But yeah, I think like I don't know. I mean, because I don't think we really need a skill in general. Just the game's like grown a lot in the last few years, and we haven't had a new skill release. That's like been a part of that. I mean, honestly, it's been like leagues has been a big part. I do think like adding some of the mid game updates has helped too, probably. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the
the
mid game stuff that like actually teaches you mechanics for end game is so good. It's like
it
great
is.
stuff for
It's
them to
just
add to the game.
it's still just it's fun to make fun of it. Like when they're like, "Oh, Royal Titans like fills the gap between Scurrius and Barrows." Like it's just fun to make fun of that because it just sounds so silly.
Yeah. As much as the high level community hates it, like I actually enjoyed it. Like I feel like the like it's a mid game player boss, but the high level like if you're high level, you just come in and like you go for the speed runs, you come for the pet. Like I had fun doing it, to be
Yo,
honest.
Royal Titans is awesome if you're high level.
Yeah. Like
It's like actually just a great boss.
exactly.
You can like there's a lot of like maximization you can do there too with the like portals, the
Exactly.
special thing.
And I think I was telling this Sani earlier. Like, I love how there's no they did it correctly because there's no delay when the Titans like phase.
Yeah.
I was
Oh
doing
yeah.
Zora earlier, and like I'm spam clicking Zora,
Mm.
and there's like a 5 tick delay before you can attack the boss. It's
Yeah.
so frustrating, and that was the first thing I noticed was like, oh, even when it's phasing, you can still scythe it. You can still like there's no delay, and I just it's a big QOL update, and I love
Yeah.
that.
I think that
True.
the delay and then also like what also pisses me off is like at Hispori. when you kind of have it's not like a delay, but it's immune. Like you have to wait a tick for it to lose immunity. Like that sucks so
Right.
much. It's so
Oh yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, when you're doing the Husky speed run, if you misclick like too early, you just like
Yeah.
lose like 4
Yeah.
ticks and then you just lose the speed run.
And I think in the recent like 2 years they've finally followed a path where they're aiming more towards like Zebak, for example. You can put on your prayer for magic like at the last tick. Opposed to like
Mm.
older bosses where you have to, or the Inferno, for example, when the animation starts you have to be praying that prayer. What do you guys like better?
I actually like the other way, like when you have to pray for it, because for me, like all the Toa bosses are like that, where you just react basically. But it just, I don't know, It just feels like toddler gameplay to me. It's like, oh, like see, blue click magic, green click like range. It's I don't know. It's just like you're not really. It's like reactive versus proactive, and I feel like being proactive is I mean, it works in different ways, right? It depends on the boss. Like if you have a boss like I don't know, I guess like Zebak and like other bosses that are like jadding so they can change styles randomly, then it works. But I do like the idea of having like some monsters that always attack with a style, so you have to be like reactive to your prayers.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's good that it's like kind of inconsistent though. Like some things are one way and some things are the other. It makes it really confusing if you were to just go in blind and you didn't know what Jad is and you didn't know what Zabak was, and you're like, oh, this one I have to pray at this time, and this one the prayer has to be on when it hits me. It's like kind of confusing.
Yeah, yeah, I guess you're right. Like
And
if you don't
then
know, like it gets calculated when the
yeah,
happens or it gets calculated when it hits you.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then there's other little inconsistencies too, like with say like Zarpus, you can't run over the acid and not take damage. Like you'll take damage if
oh
you
yeah.
run over the acid, but if you run over Zabak acid, like that's fine. You won't take any damage. You can just run right over and skip the tile. But it's like
Yeah.
you don't know that
Yeah.
until you do it the first time.
That's
Yeah,
what.
it's
Just
like what
yes.
content can you like path over tiles and what content can you not?
Right. That's why
Yeah.
going forward, I think they should have the consistency, in my opinion. But
Yeah. I think
yeah,
consistency like that's good too. And like another example is like the Soda Seg ball looks like the same as like the TOA Warden ball that you split. So it's like you see that and you're like, that's probably a split, like something that you're supposed to
yeah,
DD and take the damage together.
yeah. Yo, Sani, real quick, what was the whole event with Play Pro? Can you explain that?
Oh, yes. So,
Was
Play
it?
Pro and we had a TOA challenge. So, we both had 3 attempts to do a 500 TOA, and whoever finished it faster won the challenge. For reference, Play Pro has done like over 2,500 TOAs, and I have done 50.
Oh my, 2,500 toes.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got
he
so
has Toa
much.
green logged. Yeah, he has
The
the capes
capes.
and everything. Yeah. He's green logged Toa, and most of those were like 540 like team Toas, and
Dang.
I did one solo 500, and it was probably 2 years ago when I got my Fang kit, and I have
Mm-hmm.
not done one. I did one on my alt, but that was a team, so I did it a duo. Um, so, but like in the duo, like I'm not doing like I'm just leeching basically. Like I'm not red Xing. I'm not
Right.
doing anything. Yeah, so we had 3 attempts. We both actually ended up dying on all 3 attempts, so no one won. In my defense, I got level 4 of Baba or level 4 Zebak 3 times in a row, which is actually like criminal RNG. And I don't do
Like you
Toa,
died
so
to it.
I don't know I don't know the jug solves. That's the issue. So I just like fucking died on the jugs. Well, one time I died like pathing, like I had the jug solved, but I didn't heal and I didn't know how much damage the poison splat did. And like there wasn't a way for me to safely get behind the jug without tanking one splat, and that killed me.
Got it.
And then the other times I just didn't know the
Well,
solve and I just didn't solve it in time.
I saw Play Pro doing duo top. Was that a part of the challenge or no?
No, that was just with someone else. He was just
Okay.
doing a duo top. He's like said, well, he said he was gonna get the 2K top cape after Toa, but now he's never gonna do it. He's just been doing he's been trying to do. See, this is also, we had this challenge. He has been doing 500 speeds for no joke the last 2 months straight. Probably like 8. He still hasn't completed one because he's trying to do a sub 30-minute 500. And he spent the last 2 months and he
Damn.
hasn't finished a single one.
That's quick.
But he's been doing them. He's been trying.
That
That
is
is
really fast.
very fast. I think the last one I
sub
did was
30,
36 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you use different strats, right? So you don't have like a lot of the path invos on, and you turn on like you have all the Akka invos. You use quiet prayers.
Okay.
So like there's different like invos, and it like not having the path stuff, it makes it so much faster because you're dealing with like a level 2, like Akka and shit. So it's like way quicker.
Okay.
But it is like, I mean, it's a decent time, but it's pretty achievable. I mean, it's not like crazy from what I understand. I don't know. I've never done one, but from what people tell me, it's not that crazy. But yeah, so
Sounds like the best money making method in the game. 30-minute 500s. I don't know.
well, not when you go 2 months without a clear.
Yeah. Can you tell me PlayPro's background? Like you said he's rank 1 Blorva?
Yeah, rank 1 Blorval Orbs. So PlayPro, he has a Twitter. You hit him up at PlayPro5. He is in my clan Infernal. He's been there like way longer. He's been there forever. He's kind of a legend in the community. He also streams at PlayPro5. But he was rank 1 Blorval Orbs. He took, I think it was like 780 orbs for him to do Blorva. And he took 450 Vard. I remember that. It took him 450 Vard to get the KC. But yeah, he's kind of a legend.
Did he stream that?
Yeah, he streamed all of it. If you go to his Twitch, you can see like the VODs or like see like some of his clips. It's pretty good. You know, I mean, he's a legend though. Like I will say, like he's not the best gamer, but he is probably the most dedicated like player I've ever seen in this game.
That's awesome to see.
Obviously, like you do like 750 orbs for Blorva, and you don't give up. I mean, I think it took him like 4 or 5 months to get his first Infernal Cape. It took him like 300 deaths at Kahlo to get his first Quiver.
Holy
so,
shit.
I mean, he's dedicated.
Yeah. If that's not dedication, then I don't know what is.
Exactly. But he's a big Toa fan. He thinks Toa is the best raid, which he's just wrong about. But it's just because he's bad at all the other. He's bad at Toa too, but he's less bad at Toa than the other raids.
Oh, that's great. All right, last question. What do you guys think about the polling system in RuneScape? Obviously, I don't think it works anymore. What do you guys think?
I mean, I don't know. It's not perfect. I don't think there's like a good way to do it though. Probably. Like unironically, almost the best way to do it is just have Jagex like decide, but then just rely on community outrage to make things good again. You fix everything that's broken.
Yeah, I mean, in general, I think it's kind of useless now, just because it's so arbitrary. That's like my biggest issue with it. Specifically, like on the Delve Boss rewards, when they said they weren't gonna pull like the Thrall replacement, it's just like super. I don't know. Like, why are we not pulling that? Right? Like, there's no reason to not pull one of the rewards other than the fact that they think it's like they're still not done with it, or they think it's like contentious. But if we're just not going to pull things because we're not done with it, then like why are we even pulling anything in the first place, right? It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. So at this, like back in the day when it was like everything was pulled, 75% pass rate, even when they made it so they're like, okay, like balancing changes won't be pulled, like when they changed void and shit, they didn't pull that, like that was fine. But now it's so arbitrary what they pull and what they don't pull that it's just like completely useless. I don't. So, I mean, I think they should still have it just so they can see, like, oh, people really don't like this, but I don't think it actually is doing a lot.
I think they should still have it, but I also think, especially this time around, no Monkey. I mean, if it wasn't for him having those YouTube videos and like, and I know Jagex is, I mean, not Jagex, but like the mods developing the game are watching these videos because otherwise, why would they delay it? he had a lot of good points, and I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but like they if they're not gonna listen, they I think they need to listen to there's so much good ideas that the community has, and they need to start listening to the community and content creators more and more, especially for like HLC stuff. Like No Monkey in my opinion has a lot of good ideas. He knows the stats of stuff. He knows what's not going to break the game. He knows what's going to be too crazy. I That's just my opinion on things. It's like I looked at him to like kind of be my advocate for like, hey, this is how the delve boss should be. So like listen
Yeah.
to this guy, please.
I think Gnome has like a lot of good takes on that. I mean, I thought a lot of his video stuff was good. He doesn't like I disagree with some of this stuff. Like I think he's like I one like thing I think especially with the Delve boss I disagree with is I think he like underestimates the player base, right? So he thinks like, oh, if they make this Delve boss like super hard, and like it's just gonna be me and like the rest of like the HLC will be camping it, but like we're having to like do it really hard, so like we should get like more GP, but it's not gonna affect the pricing that much because there's only a few of us. But it's like, no, dude, after like 3 months, like anyone who has GM helm is going to be able to camp it as much as you are. Like, I don't know. I think like he underestimates like I don't know, the skill cap of his game is not that high in my opinion. So I don't think that there's that much that Jagex can add to the game that like
I
only a
agree.
legitimate handful of people can do. Like eventually it's gonna be like 500 Toas or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. Where like 500 Toas, like yeah, like Port Kazard was like the only one who could do it when it first came out, or Noob Type or whoever it was that did it at the
Right.
start.
Yeah.
But now literally anyone can do a 500 basically.
Right.
So
And people were saying that like there weren't gonna be that many people that could do like Blorva. And Blorva is
yeah, like
not that
Adicott
hard if
said
you're
it's
gonna
gonna
Yeah.
be like
camp.
less than 1,000 people
Right.
on when it
Yeah.
came out,
If
and
you're
it was
like
like,
yeah, if you're like proficient at endgame PVM, like Blorva is pretty easy in comparison to a lot of the things you can do.
Right. I think it just
yeah,
takes time, and then people will get it because there is a skill gap. Like there is a
yeah.
ceiling to this game, and like there's only
I mean, there's
prayer
some stuff that
switches that you
like
can do.
there's some stuff in the game that legitimately like only like the fucking cape that Exact did yesterday. Like, yeah, there's
Hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
he's like maybe him and like Absol are like the only
Right. But
people in
that's
the game that can do that.
unconventional stuff, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. Like it's never going to be like actually KC at a boss or like, so
Right.
maybe that he'll be able to get like one more kill per hour at the Delve boss than like the rest of the players. But like the rest of the players are still going to be able to get a lot of kills there. And so I think if you make the rewards scale too high, like that's what I disagree with. He wants the rewards to scale too high. And like, I think that's the issue with Toa is the reward scale like way too high and it's not that hard. And even with the delve balls, like even if it's hard, like it's not going to be that hard, right? So if you make them scale too high, you're going to have the Toa problem where everything is worth nothing because like just shits out uniques.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest. I maybe saw the roadmap of this year once. So when they came out with that blog post about the delve, I was like, wait, what? Didn't we just have Coliseum? Like, what is this? I was like super
Yeah,
confused on like, wait, oh shit, we're getting a new boss and a late game boss. Interesting.
Kala was like a year ago now. At this point, it
Which
actually was a
I
while
I
ago.
guess so. I think I took a break.
Yeah.
Must have taken a break
Yeah,
between
It
that
was
point.
I mean, I
March
think
last year.
like one piece of endgame content a year is pretty like if we can get Kalo and then we can get Del Boss and then we can get raids like that's a like one is that's really all people need I feel like to keep them occupied.
Yep. What are your projections for Raids 4? Like what time?
uh I mean probably like end of 2026 I think.
Okay, so
'Cause it doesn't take them I feel like it didn't take them too long to make Toa, right? Really like the rewards are gonna be what takes them the longest.
right.
So I mean maybe like 2027. That would suck if it
Damn.
was man, if it was 2027, that's like 5 fucking years.
I hope it's
So,
not
I
that
think
long, yeah.
yeah, I mean, they said that they would start looking at it after Varlamore P3, which will be, I think, like in May, like May, June.
Hmm.
So, like a year from then, like I think it'll probably be like August 2026, like fall 2026 will be when we'll see it, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then that means they'll probably like announce it at like the Winter Summit next year or something, or this year, I guess.
Yeah. Would you guys go to a Rune Fest if it was in the North America?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm
I
just
feel like I have too
curious
many
about
haters.
that.
I feel like I have too many haters. To be honest. Like, I don't want to.
I feel like I would
I'm
low-key
gonna
go.
and like dox myself. Yeah. Like I would
fair.
go and I just wouldn't tell anyone who I was.
Exactly.
You know?
I feel like
Just
I
go,
would
like,
go
anonymous.
yeah, I would go incognito for sure. Like just to go.
I'd like
If once
make
you like
up some
dox your
fucking-
voice, what are you gonna do?
I guess I don't know. I mean, can anyone really recognize me by my voice? Like I feel like I don't know. That'd be kind of crazy.
I feel like I would
But-
go. I'll be honest. Like the amount of time, like I've pretty much been playing this game all my life, so
Yeah.
I would like
I mean, it just
have to go.
it just depends. I mean, like if I wasn't doing anything, like if I wasn't busy IRL, I'd probably go if it was in North America. But I'm just never gonna go fly to fucking Birmingham to go to a Rune Fest. Like it's just never gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not really like feasible.
And I mean, it's like I've been to the UK like a few times, so it's not like you know, like oh, I can go visit a new country. I've never been to Birmingham, but I don't really want to go to Birmingham. And it's like I've been to London, and so I've kind of
Yeah.
done like a lot of the touristy shit already. So
Yeah.
or if it was in like a place I hadn't been to, maybe like another country,
They just
maybe I would go.
like
But
New York would be cool.
it would be
Like, honestly, anywhere in the
New
North,
York.
anywhere. I would go anywhere.
Should do it. They would do it in Texas, I bet. Like Vegas. Oh, imagine a Vegas Rune
Oh my
Fest.
god.
Holy shit.
Vegas Rune Fest would be unbelievable. That would be the amount of content that would come out of a Vegas Rune Fest from just like all the creators just getting fucking
would-
hammered, and losing their kick contract in the slots.
I would hope we see the return of Grow Score and
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Ice Poseidon. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Well, all right, guys. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of
Yeah,
your
man.
day.
Hell yeah.
was
Good
fun.
chat.
Cool.
I appreciate it, man.
All right. Bye.